Hello, everybody. Today we are going to be talking about the future of search. And where does Apple come into this? Well, Apple is possibly thinking about maybe getting into the search game. Uh, it's nothing set in stone right now. There's some rumors floating around, but you can see here that the likelihood that Apple will become a major force in these two areas. The two areas are points of interest and search, um, and it's excellent provided they're willing to invest the money, and they have the money, and about 6 to 10 years it'll take to fully fill everything out and flesh it out and all of that stuff. But it's pretty interesting because at least this website is saying that Apple has a way of doing things likely to merge seamlessly with the public demands for privacy. And they're saying that other search engines are exploiting the privacy of people. So they might be able to get in as a search engine that doesn't sell your information to advertisers and stuff like that. So that might be a good thing. Also, there's a couple other things I'll touch on really quickly in a second. But I wanted to also say that stay tuned, basically. Stay tuned. Keep your ear to the ground, listening for the details as they approach in the next century. What actionable strategy can you take? Well, again, it's still rumors right now, but you can always look up those rumors. And there's some articles about Apple Maps launching in-house ratings and photo systems, and then also showing signs it may soon launch a search engine. So this is actually, believe it or not, it's a little bit of an old article now because it came out in the beginning of this month, and we're now at the end of this month. And so there's some more information about Apple. So you can see here, Apple is quietly working on its own search engine to take on Google. And it's pretty interesting. There's good reasons why. Of course, it's Apple, and they want to get in on some of the money. But first off, there's some clues. There's updates in iOS 14 that Apple is moving away from Google. Also, Google is in a lawsuit for antitrust practices. Sorry, and you can see here this is pretty interesting. Google pays about $8 to $12 billion to Apple to be the default search engine. So when you're in your iPhone, the default search engine is Google. But with this update, it's showing some other interesting things. So the rumors are starting to pop out that with this lawsuit and antitrust action going on with Google, boy, it sure would be a great time for another search engine to pop up, a big, large search engine that has money and public opinion popularity to back it. Apple is in a pretty good, interesting place. And the clues are popping up that in the newest update of iOS 14, Apple started showing that its own search results and direct links to websites instead of Google. iOS 14 does not use Google for many of its search functions as it previously used to. The search window that appears on iPhones when users swipe right is from a compiled Apple-generated search suggestion rather than Google. Interesting. So Apple's already trying to move away. Google is saying, according to this trust, that the lawsuit, that customers prefer its services, so it's not an antitrust thing. However, when Google is paying Apple to be the default search engine, that doesn't look very good. It doesn't look like Google is trying to sway from the antitrust, allegations. So you can see here, this is pretty interesting. According to the lawsuit, nearly half of Google's traffic now comes from Apple devices, which means that if Apple goes ahead and make an alternative search engine for its devices, it would not have trouble attracting traffic. It already has the user base, so why not use your own search? So a lot of people are thinking, boy, this would be interesting for Apple to just move away from Google. And so you can see here that Google's revenue made about $21 billion in the previous quarter. And you can see here, in the past, Apple's wanted to own most of its components, like chips that power its devices and stuff like that. But in search, Apple has been in alliance with Google for almost a decade. So if you think about it from Apple's point of view, why? Why are we even doing this? We could be doing all of it. So people are saying that they have a credible team and they have experience and depth. And if they wanted to, they could probably build more general search engine. And so there you go. So this is an interesting thing. Not really a turn of events, but so most people are probably thinking to themselves, well, kind of makes sense. No duh. And so, what can we do now? Well, nothing really, but keep it written down somewhere that maybe a couple years from now, there's going to be another search engine out there. It might be multiple search engines out there. Apple is going to be one of them, and you might want to play the Apple game. I've always talked about playing the Google game, but now we might have to play the Apple game instead. And they might be competing with each other, which means maybe they'll have ads, maybe they'll have cheap ads, maybe they won't. And the privacy thing. So get your websites rolling, keep them active, and we'll definitely touch back on this in the future, but I just wanted to put it out there for something for you guys just to keep in mind. Okay, so there we go. Apple search engine. Is it coming? Possibly. Let's be ready for it. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And if you ever find any information about this stuff that's new and fresh and just came out, feel free to shoot me an email. Let me know about it, because it helps me stay on top of things as well. All right, guys, that's it for today. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you soon.